Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading Made My Fat Friend Cry. Not in the sense that you might think, but this really hurt me, so hear me out. My friend 26 female and I 26 female have always been really close. Even though I want to lose a bit of weight, she has always been the fat one in the girl group. She's approximately 220 pounds and 5 foot 4 inches. Well, she wanted to do something about this, and has been eating healthy and walking 5 kilometers a day as a start for about 3 weeks. I just heard this for the first time yesterday when I was visiting her for the first time in around 2 months. She was a little sad when she started talking about it, and said, "Yeah, and I know I'm a failure because I've only lost 1 kilogram in the 3 weeks eating healthy and walking." I was like, that's goddamn amazing. You go, so proud of you. Her reaction was to look at me completely stunned for a second, and then just crying so hard. I was shocked, and before I could say anything, she blared out something like, "You're the first to say anything positive." None of her friends had been other than dismissive of this, and even her mom had said, "You want a congratulations? Ha ha ha." And, well honey, you need a lot more than this to lose 1 kilo in 3 weeks if you want to be other than the fat one in the group. This poor girl has been overweight all of her life, and no one was supportive or anything, and it breaks my heart. Why can't we be supportive? Like, it is so hard to lose weight, especially when you've been heavy all your life. I'm so angry and just had to rant about it. Like your friend's mom, mine's not supportive too. Growing up, it's her voice that lives rent-free in my head, always telling me that I won't make it or that I'm just wasting my time because I'll just go back to my old habits. I went through therapy for it, but I recognize that the voice is still here somehow. I actually just went through a little panic attack this week after a coaching session. I promised myself that if I will be blessed to have kids someday, I won't be that voice in their head. I won't be the first one to clip their wings. I want to be the voice in their head that tells them that they can do it too, and that I trust in their abilities 100%. You're a very, very good friend. The world needs more people like you. Thank you. I have sabotagers around me, so I've learned to keep weight loss quiet. Last time, I was bought literally 20 bars of chocolate as a joke, and it was up to me if I ate them. Actively prevented from exercising, bought takeaways when we'd never had them before, I overate all food, not just the bad food, and I couldn't afford the gym, and had a minivan to a friend for that friend to join the gym the next week and tell me about how amazing it was. There is something about trying to change your life that makes people uncomfortable. Friendly PSA for women, you guys retain a lot of water. You might not see drop in weight for weeks and then suddenly drop a freak ton of weight. My mom started eating healthier, didn't lose a pound for a solid month, and then lost 3 kilograms in the next month, and then her weight loss stabilized to 1 to 2 kilograms a month. Mama Bear is now down to 88 from her highest of 106. Her next milestone is 80 kilograms, and I'm very proud of her. That sucks. Your friend is lucky to have you. I can understand her feelings. When I started as obese, every kilogram felt like a huge victory. But since I was still very fat and it wasn't noticeable, I felt like I was celebrating too early, and people were being very condescending about it, like your friend's mom. But now after losing so much, people can't deny my efforts. It's all congrats and requests for tips. It's better to keep your journey to yourself. It's a lonely journey. Someone on the subreddit a while ago said a phrase I found really nice. If you want to reverse, you first need to hit the brakes. If you've been gaining weight for the past X years and you've changed your habits, so now that you're maintaining or even losing a little, that's a huge first step. Especially when you get to that point in a sustainable way, that's a lot better than losing more via a crash diet. It feels like you see those, "Here's how I lost X pounds in just 3 weeks, also please buy my stuff," so often that you can just kind of lose sight of things. There are so many reasons that people cannot lose weight. A friend of mine with lipedema wasn't able to lose weight on the lower half of her body no matter what she did, and needed several surgeries to get rid of the fat. It was the only way. She was starving herself after trying healthy measures, but her legs and butt stayed big. A lot of doctors don't even know about lipedema and just dispense the usual advice: exercise and watch what you eat. I feel so bad for people when they struggle so bad and nothing works. I hate the "just shut your mouth and don't eat like a pig" thing, because that is first of all a super hard thing to do, but also that doesn't work for everybody. The whole assumption that people gain weight because they lack self-control is almost always wrong. I gained my last 40 pounds gradually over the course of 6 years. That's only about a 65 calorie surplus per day on average. That's not eating like a pig. That's getting maybe one big restaurant dinner every week and then eating close to maintenance the rest of the time. I feel like more people need to see the simple math of how minor, innocuous seeming things can snowball over time, so that they can see their obesity as just a problem to be managed, and not a punishment for gluttony. People just don't understand being heavy. Nobody gets heavy on purpose, and unlike any other substance you can become addicted to, food is the one that you 100% cannot give up, or you will die. You absolutely have to consume the thing that is your addictive substance, and you would have become addicted so slowly over time that you wouldn't notice. Your body changes, your stomach expands, and suddenly, what seems like too much food to someone else is just normal for you to not feel bad. It's so messed up and takes so much self-control. And our world makes it so much easier to be fat than to stay thin. Everything is geared towards convenience and being cheap and getting flavor through sugar and fat. And you are absolutely right. In a very general sense, people should be made to feel good about themselves at every turn, when in reality, the opposite is true. Anyone trying to better themselves is shunned because almost everyone feels bad about themselves in some way and don't have the time to work on it, so they are jealous when someone makes the effort because it shames them. At my heaviest, I was not so far off from your friend. I changed my lifestyle and my diet because of some medical issue. I barely lost weight for like 6 to 8 months, 5 kilograms give or take. That's all I lost. But somewhere around the 3rd month, clothes that couldn't fit me started fitting me again. Still a little tight, but hey, they could close. On the 6 to 8 months specifically, I had to walk a whole lot more than usual. And then the lockdowns hit and I lost my main form of exercise. Suddenly, on the 9th month, everything just dropped. Suddenly lost 10 kilograms. Then I lost another 10 or so gradually throughout the year. Please continue telling your friend that she's doing great. The results will really seem to take a long time, and she really needs someone there for her, especially when people try to put her down or are too indifferent to her success. Honestly, my self-image is still kind of terrible. I don't really see the difference. Maybe just a bit, but that's only because the scale and the way my clothes fit. They're pretty loose now, and the measuring tapes tell me that my body changed. So I hope your friend doesn't get too hard on herself. I'm wishing her all the luck, motivation to keep on pushing. The hardest part of lifestyle change is starting, and she has done that. So good for you for reminding her of how great that milestone is. My experience is that being successful with something small like this helps me to motivate to do the next healthy thing. I bet you she'll start walking farther soon, and her healthy eating will probably start to get a little better, etc. Suddenly, weight will be dropping a little faster, and she'll be feeling better and better. It's a snowball, but getting it rolling is so hard. Thank you for reminding her. Keep it up. I have a relatively new friend who has been so incredibly enthusiastic and supportive of me. I have to tell you, his support has meant the difference between me continuing to work my butt off and not feeling like a failure. It doesn't matter if I last 10 minutes at the gym or an hour. Every little thing I do has him cheering me on. There are days where I go to the gym only because I know he's going to be here cheering me on. More people need to be like this, not just regarding exercise and fitness, but just in general. I'm doing whatever I can to be that person for the people in my life, just relentlessly enthusiastic and supportive. You're a really good friend. I had similar starting stats to your friend, and the first kilogram also took about 3 weeks. Thereafter, it's been at a pretty steady 0.5 kilograms per week. Being short kind of sucks. You can't get a massive calorie deficit unless you eat amounts that are dangerously too few to sustain you and or work out excessively, neither of which I was willing to do to lose, because my goal is to only make changes I can sustain indefinitely so that I don't put everything straight back on. But losing at a slow rate is not a bad thing. Several months later, and that 0.5 each week has already added up to 14 kilograms. You should show her this post and the subreddit so that she can see she has a whole group of people cheering her on and rooting for her, and so that she can see from others that have been in her exact position that it's 100% worth it to keep going and not give up. And that brings us to the end of the discussion, narwhals. If you have anything to add to this discussion, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. It's always appreciated, as it is something that helps the channel. And also, there's often some really good discussions, especially from people who either have first-hand experience or just leave some actually good knowledge or tips in the comment section below, so feel free to do that. Thank you very much if you watched all the way into the end of the video. I appreciate it. This has been your host, Luke Narwhal, and until next time, have a good one, narwhals.